It is Wednesday, 3:45, and it's super cold. Thankfully, I looked at the weather, and it was showing -5 overnight. So I left it. Came back here about 10 p.m. just to get the truck started, let it run, because it would not be easy to get it started. Yesterday we did one extra load. I didn't record it. I was busy doing other stuff. Not much going on, so I figured I'd just get back at it today. So yeah, let's go see if we got air in the truck. Should be nice and toasty inside. And we got a 6 a.m. delivery. So we gotta get going. Oh yeah. We got air. We got temperature. Everything looks good. We go ahead, sign in, and we'll be on our way. It is 4:25 on our way for our pickup. We should be there about 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, thankfully we had the truck running overnight. It would have been pretty hard to get it started, especially not being plugged in and being that super cold this morning. And that's another way you can prevent your truck from not being able to start in the morning. I figured, I'd rather lose a little bit of fuel and make some money throughout the day. I used to have a problem with the truck running for a few hours in this cold, and then basically the lines would freeze up. And one of the reasons I think was I think my thermostat is not working properly, so it's basically not closing, and it's letting the flow of the antifreeze. It's not stopping the flow of the antifreeze, and it's not letting it to heat up properly. So my engine would be running very cold every single time, and it would basically freeze up my lines. So since the engine temperature is super cold and the compressor is pumping cold air in the lines, I figured that may be the cause of the lines freezing up. There's always some moisture in the line, and once it gets cold and you're not getting the right temperature in your engine, your lines are probably going to freeze up, and that's what used to happen. That's the reason why I have the cardboard on my grill. It's kind of a quick fix type of deal. But yeah, it seems to be doing good now. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be okay for the rest of the day. It's going to warm up a little bit. And then tomorrow should be in the upper 20s. So we should be okay for tomorrow. Hopefully we get through it today. Alright guys, I'll meet you at the pickup. So it's 6:30. We got to our delivery at 6. We had some issues at the pickup site, where we got to the site and there was no seal on the trailer. But we needed to pick up a loaded trailer. Now every time you pick up a loaded trailer, always make sure that you have a seal on the trailer. Because if it's not a load that you picked up, and there's no seal, you are responsible for the cargo that's inside. If there's no seal, and if anything's missing, you are responsible for that cargo. Usually when you get to a shipper and you get loaded with the load, the shipper should provide you most of the time with the seal, which you put on the back of the door after you get loaded, and it looks kind of like this. And this is basically something that assures that when you get loaded, you put it on the back of the door, you drive from your shipper to your receiver. That thing's got to be on the whole time. And because when you get to the receiver and that thing's missing, and whatever cargo might be missing inside, or maybe it could just be the shipper not paying attention and basically missed a pallet here and there, you are responsible for it. This seal assures that you've never opened the door in between the two facilities, and kind of saves your butt, I would say. So when I got to the pickup site, there was no seal, so I had to make a few phone calls, talk to the security, and basically they came out, they resealed it. They did a claim on this load. Basically, it's just information that the seal was missing. We resealed it. Looks like everything else is inside, and yeah, I was good to go. It took about 25-30 minutes at the pickup site, so I was running kind of rushing just to get for the delivery to be on time at 6 a.m., which was about a 20-minute drive, but I mean, we wasted about 25 minutes at the shipper. So yeah, that's one of the things you guys got to be careful when you pick up loads, especially if you're the one loading it and offloading it. Make sure that seal is on there and that it matches your bills, because that seal number goes on your bills and it gets noted on there. So like I said, when you get to the receiver, it's on the bills, it matches your trailer, it matches your number on the seal, and that means you never open the door and never tamper with the load. So yep, little tip. Alright, we're gonna get offloaded here. It's a live unload. It is a floor load. What that means that the whole freight, it has no pallets. So it has to be, every single box has to be unloaded by hand, and it usually takes a little bit. So we'll wait. We, as a carrier, we have to, well, based on the agreement with the broker or customer, we have to give 2 hours free for loading and offloading each. And so our appointment was at 6. We have to give them 2 hours free. I say free, but I mean, it's kind of included in the rate. If you bid on the loads properly, you always got to make sure that you add that couple of bucks into the rate. So when you're stuck here for hour and 55 minutes offloading, it kind of compensates for that time. 8 o'clock, we should be out of here. If we're not, we're gonna have to notify the customer and request a detention time. Detention time is basically an hourly rate that you get paid for sitting extra time because they're not able to take the load out in time. It's another tip, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna hop in the sleeper, take a nappy, and see you guys in a few. Alright guys, so we're able to finish the first load and picked up another one. Same deal, a little bit different. We got to the shipper, which is the yard where the load came out of, and there was a seal this time on the trailer, but the problem was the seal was a different number than it was on the bills. So that means that somebody already tried to deliver it, they opened it up and they resealed it, didn't make the delivery, brought it back to the yard, and now here we are picking it up, and the seal does not match. Now you need to be careful that, you know, even though you see a seal on the trailer, you got to make sure that it matches the seal number on your bill of lading, because it's the same thing. If something's missing and the seal does not match, the blame's going to be on you. So we did the same thing, filed a claim, notified the customer. They put it in a note, sent out an email to everybody so that everybody's on the same page. It was confirmed we're good to go. And so we are back at the delivery site with the second load. I believe they're on lunch. It's 12 o'clock noon. We're gonna offload this and drop the trailer, and we should be done for today. All right, guys. Anything else comes up, I'll let you know. All right, not much interesting happened for the rest of the day, and we'll finish up this day and start back up tomorrow on Thursday. I try to put these videos together as best as I can. Some days not much really happens. I try to give out information about certain things that might be interesting, but yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Try to get going bright and early. All right, see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. About 16 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna do another cold start. We have nothing booked for today. Just gonna hang out, get the truck warmed up, and hopefully we can find something to do today. So let's give it a shot. Start for 16 degrees. Let her warm up, and then we'll see if anything interesting come up. Yesterday we delivered a load, got back to the yard, we're done. Nothing else interesting happened, so it's just another day. It's gotten a little bit slow with work lately. It's after the holidays, so kind of slow down early January. We don't see much on the board with the customers, but we still try to get done as much as we can, wherever we can, get through the weeks. In general, trucking has been super slow. Rates have been low. Still trying to make it somehow. All right, guys. Get back to you if anything interesting happens. All right, guys, here's another tip when it comes to sliding tandems on the trailer. Most trailers, older trailers, have a handle that you have to pull out, and then you can slide your tandems. This one's a little bit different. This one is air equipped, so in order for this to release the pins, first thing you have to do is set your trailer brakes, and then come out of here and just basically pull this knob towards you. Oh, we didn't set the brakes. Yep, set the wrong brakes. That's okay. That's a good example. If you don't set the brakes, trailer brakes, then it will not allow you to slide it. Now we got it. I'm gonna just show you real quick. There you go. You just pull it forward. That's it. All right, let's go slide them. You want to slide your tandems forward. Obviously, you have to go backwards. Sliding your tandems forward will put more weight on the trailer axle and release a little bit from your drive axle and your steer axle. If you go the other way, then obviously it's the other way around. So you're putting more weight under these tires if you slide them forward, less weight if you slide them back. You could just basically release the brakes. I just wanted to show you. I mean, you could just push the button back in and the pin goes and locks the slider. So we move that axle forward, more weight on this, takes a little bit of weight off of that and off of that. And then you also have another slider on here on the fifth wheel, which you can also distribute your weight properly. Obviously, when you move these tires back, you are putting more weight on this axle and less on the rear, and it works the other way around if you do it the other way. All right, so we got them locked in. We're going to release just the tractor brakes and see if they're locked properly. You should not be moving, your truck should not go anywhere. All right, seems like everything's fine. You can always double check your pins, but we saw that pin lock in place and we should be good to go. My trailer, the load is pretty light, so I didn't just slide the tandems. That's because I wanted to distribute the weight. Basically it's much better to make turns if you have the axle all the way out front. I'm only at 15,000 cargo weight, puts me about 47,000 in gross, and yeah, so the weight's not the issue here. So okay, that's a little tip, guys. All right, guys, look at this. This axle is gone. I don't know where he's going with this trailer, but he's not going far, I can tell you that. Surprised he's gonna make that turn. So guys, when it comes to weight distribution, and I'm gonna correct myself, when I was talking about the axle slider to distribute your weight, it's actually called a tandem axle. So we are not mistaken. An axle could be considered as a single axle, which is totally different than a tandem axle. Tandem axle is basically those two axles right next to each other, and tandem axles tend to well, they do carry more weight. You can put more weight on those axles compared to a single axle, like a small trailer, like a double, for example, FedEx or UPS trailers. Those are single axle trailers, and therefore there's a different weight you can put on a different trailer with a different axle. The one that we had is a tandem axle. Gross weight on that axle maximum is 34,000 pounds that you can put on that axle. And then the tractor drive axle, which is a tandem axle too, that's another 34,000. You're at 68,000 pounds. That leaves us with 12,000 pounds that we could put on the steer axle, which is the front of the truck. That equals to 80,000 pounds. So I realized I needed to make an extra clip for this video. As I was going through these videos, I found out that I don't have any proper ending. As still learning how to make these videos for you guys from start to finish and make it look interesting to watch. So Wednesday we had a chat, or we had the issue with the seal. Thursday we had a chat about the weight distribution, and then after that nothing really eventful happened. We just parked the truck and started back up. On Friday we did a couple of loads, and on the second load I come to realize that the ride wasn't really comfortable. As I was getting to the customer, I was pretty close, and as soon as I dropped the load, I saw that one of my airbags popped and was losing air. So it was a heavy load that kind of made the airbags to not being able to inflate. Therefore the ride was really uncomfortable. But as I dropped the load, there was enough air building up to build up air pressure in the other three bags, so I was able to bobtail back to the yard. Yeah guys, so today was a pretty good day, and it ended like this. Airbag popped while pulling a heavy load. We went ahead and stopped at a dealership on the way back, and yeah, we're gonna have to replace it. So the day's not over yet. All right, I'm gonna go back in the house, get something to eat, and get some tools. I might do it over here at the parking lot. Yeah, we'll get it fixed up here real quick. So before I went to the house, I decided to check for anything else that needed to get done to the truck, and found a couple of things. So I decided to bring the truck home to the garage. Called it a day on Friday, and decided to fix the things on Saturday. But that will be for the next video. Guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.